The fact is with this, they just left off so much information. I have no idea what they actually want. How can you say whether it's reasonable? Hi, Jeff Mersacci, the Plain English Attorney, and welcome to the video. And today I'm going to react to some questions put out on Reddit. How much is estate planning? Well, that's kind of like going onto a car lot and asking, how much is a car? Well, it all depends. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This is from r/estate planning. How much is a reasonable fee from an attorney? I know the short answer to this is surely it depends. Of course it is. But I am looking for a ballpark. I approached an attorney and it is just pricier than I expected, though I admit I have no basis for comparison. All right, let's stop right there for a second and talk about what this is. He wants to know a ballpark. What's a ballpark figure for a car? Well, are you talking about a used car with 200,000 miles on it that's, in need of a paint job? Or are you talking about a brand new top-of-the-line Ferrari? You want a ballpark. That's kind of like asking the Pee Wee League ballpark versus a major league ballpark. There are different ballparks in all of this. And again, it's going to depend largely on what you actually want. So they will be doing estate, custody of children, wills, etc. and said it would be about $2,600. They gave hourly rates, $250 an hour for the paralegal and a little over $400 an hour for the attorney. Well, okay, let's talk about that for a second. Those actually, depending on what area geographically you are, is it a high cost of living area, lower cost of living? Right now in 2022, those hourly rates are pretty reasonable if they're doing it by the hour. And this comes down to that larger discussion that I've done in some other videos and will definitely do in the future. Do you charge a flat rate fee for this service and that's it, and it's just a standard, or do you charge by the hour? And I tend to want to charge a flat rate fee. Sometimes that means I'm working a little bit more. If you think it's important for educational videos like this to get out there, then please help us out by subscribing to the channel. Sometimes it's not. But in the end, it's always that solid, predictable price. But I'm only going to give that price after I've sat down and gone through all of their goals. What do they want to accomplish? The fact is with this, they just left off so much information. I have no idea what they actually want. How can you say whether it's reasonable? Again, this is clunker that's 20 years old with 200,000 miles on it versus top-of-the-line Ferrari. We don't know. Let's go back in and see a little more. Does this all seem in line? And comments. My first reaction was that it sounds quite inexpensive. But I'm in an incredibly high cost of living area, so my expectations are very different. For a single person, I'd probably charge something similar. For a married couple, I'd expect a lot more. Again, for what? If it's wills? If you throw in a revocable living trust, no, that's definitely not in line unless it's what we call a thin trust. And Henry W. Apps, trust guru, author of The Living Trust, used to say, well, look, you end up with like this 10, 15 page trust. It's not worth the paper that it's written on because it doesn't cover anything really. Next comment. My reaction as well. Single person, maybe. Couples with trusts, no. Couple with wills only, possible, but not likely. And let's go ahead and talk just a bit about that comment with trusts. If it's wills with credit shelter trust tax savings provisions, that's one thing, but that does not avoid probate. A will means probate. And that's one of the biggest things my clients, they want to avoid probate. They want to take out as much of that process as possible. And so they do a revocable living trust. So that kind of cost range really isn't, it's the Pee Wee League ballpark when they're really looking for something different. And now, shop around. Can also look for an estate planning attorney who does fixed fees. Not sure what doing estate means. Is that a revocable / living trust? But in my market, Houston, for traditional wills, powers of attorney, and guardianship docs for an attorney who primarily does estate planning work, typically in the range of $2,000 to $3,000. If the wills are tax planned, they need to bump this up a bit. If this includes a living trust, then I would expect more of a range from $3,000 to $4,500. And the fact is, that's also not probably a great trust. It's just not in that range. But now, I mean, we're probably talking more about a AA baseball team as opposed to the majors. Let's go back and check more. Same here in Dallas, but I charge more for RLTs, $5,000 to $6,000. Then again, I kind of hate RLTs. Don't know if you actually want to go to an attorney to do a revocable living trust to avoid probate if they hate revocable living trusts. Don't know if it's, oh, this is a side thing that they do, but if they are estate planning attorneys and they focus on wills because it means they get probate work down the road, they make a lot of money off the probate, so they want to do the wills, and that might be why they hate revocable trusts. I focus my practice on helping my clients and their families avoid problems, and hopefully by the time this is up, you can at least get the podcast version of my book, Estate Planning Basics, and we're going to be setting up an additional kind of online course that helps you plan your trust the right way using the process that I use in my office, but it's much more online, so you can keep going back and you're not solely reliant on the time frame with an attorney. All right, I need to raise my rates. Saw a rate shirt from a boutique DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, estate planning firm recently, and they ain't kidding around. And that sounds like it might be not just a major league ballpark, but it's like the Yankees as opposed to maybe the Oakland A's or the Tampa Bay Rays. You know, still major league, but in a very high cost area. I kind of, in my current version of Estate Planning Basics, I give a general price range, but it's for a good, solid, revocable living trust as a part of the plan, as the base of the plan to help avoid probate and do everything else. And it's kind of as a package to handle healthcare power of attorney, durable general power of attorney, guardianship nominations for kids, or conservator nominations for you, living will, a couple other documents. It's all kind of together as a package in what we call the Big Blue Binder. That's going to help you avoid probate. But here's the big thing about asking about price. If you're just calling around and asking about prices, it's like calling car dealerships and asking what's the price for a car. We don't give prices over the phone. We're just not going to do it. Well, I want a ballpark. Nope. You don't. I don't even know what ballpark you're talking about. But well, all I need is, well, wait, we're not going to know what you need until we sit down and go through your goals and see what you actually want to accomplish. We've developed our process around that. The thing is, when you go through that process, you read our book, fill out the questionnaire, send it in, sit down, and we get an hour and a half to go through everything and figure out exactly what you want to do. Really, by the time you read the book, you know if you want to go in the direction of a will or a trust, or if there are any other special considerations. By the time we're done with that meeting, I can give you a flat rate. Here's what it's going to cost to do this work that we talked about, and that's it. Ask as many questions as you want. Really dig into it if you want, or if you want to keep it simpler. Well, I'm the plain English attorney. I keep it as simple as possible in the planning that you have to do and you have to think about. But I can't give a flat rate fee over the phone. We just can't do it. And we end up with people, kind of very frustrated. If cost is your number one factor, we're not going to be the cheapest. Keep calling around. That's it. But you do get what you pay for. The other thing is, if we even said, okay, it's going to be in this range for this type of plan with wills, it's going to be this price. It's going to be X price for the will-based plan. It's going to be Y priced for a revocable trust plan without anything else. And okay, it's Z price if we have some special considerations and things we have to do to protect things. If they want the Z price, which is higher, the only price they tend to remember is that lower one. And that happens literally 3 out of 4 times. They're just focused on that lower number. But you said it would only be X. No. So that's why we have the process we have. Getting a flat rate is fine, but we need to know exactly what you want to get done and get accomplished. So as you're looking and you're searching and you're researching, take a look at what the different options are. Again, you can get my book, Estate Planning Basics, on Amazon. I also have the Estate Crash Course online, the Estate Planning Basics in an audio book that's not great audio. We're redoing it. That's why I kind of put the old version out for free. Go ahead and check that out and see if it's going to be something that gives you some more information so that you can find the right attorney to help you. So I hope you found that information useful. As always, please stay safe, plan ahead, and enjoy life. And whatever you do, make it a great day.